Hi everyone, it's Jordan here from JS Coaching. Hope everyone is well and keeping safe. Lockdown 2.0, possibly 3, is nearly over. Fingers crossed we will soon be out on the rugby pitch soon. I wanted to take a quick moment to talk about player-centered approach. Player-centered approach to both training and coaching is something that I take on board very closely and something that I encourage all of my coaching staff at the Peterborough Academy to do, but also something that I'm encouraging the rest of the coaching staff at Peterborough Rugby Club to try and implement their sessions as much as possible. Having a player-centered approach to coaching and a player-centered approach to training specifically, you're more likely to gain more engagement out of your players. So firstly, what is a player-centered approach? Well, a player-centered approach can be taken into account in a couple of different ways. It could be a case of you have your team captain that you have a weekly meeting with and discuss what kind of areas from this week's game he wants to work on and what the team needs to look at. The other way is a much more simpler way. Is at the start of a training session or before a training session, you put a message out there to all of your players in your squad and say, lads, thinking about training last week and thinking about what we've done in the game at the weekend, what kind of areas do you guys need to work on? As a coach, this is vitally important because what we're able to do then is plan our training sessions to better fit our players. What this then means is because the players have got better control and a greater kind of input onto what's going on, they're more likely to gain more engagement in the session. I've seen hundreds of different training sessions performed by hundreds of different coaches. One of the biggest things I notice is when a coach goes out there and barks his orders and say, this is what we're doing, this is what we're developing, half the team switch off. Having a player-centered approach to coaching means that when you go out there and you say, right lads, how are we going to do this, how are we going to do that, you're more likely to have that better engagement, and players take a bit more responsibility and a bit more pride in what they're doing. They're also more likely to take what information you give them and what information they work out strategically through their training sessions. They're more likely to implement that into a game. One of the biggest issues we've got in the modern game is that we give players all this information and we pile load them with as much information as possible. They get into a game and they forget it. This is something that I know a lot of coaches get really frustrated with. They really struggle with to understand, hang on a minute, why is my team, I'm giving them everything in training, I'm laying it out as simple as possible for them. And they take it into a game and they forget how to run straight, or they miss a side step, and this vital stuff that they've been working on in training the week before. This is because when you give the players that information, they haven't got anything to work out. When you allow the players, they put them into a situation, it could be a game-based situation, you're encouraging your players to be creative, they've got to have better awareness, they're more resilient in the decision-making they're making, they're coaching through cards effectively. That's more likely than to get a better engagement out of the players. They get a greater understanding and they have to work things out for themselves, and when they come to put it into a game, they think, oh, hang on, I've already worked this out, I know where I'm going, I know exactly what I need to do. This is one of the things that we're massively encouraging, and something that I'm encouraging to the Peterborough coaches who we're currently mentoring on the programme, and it's something for you guys to take on board as well. Try being player-centered, try giving your players the driving seat and getting them to really make the decisions on what they want to learn, how they want to learn it. Let them strategically work out situations, become more aware, be more creative with their decisions. Comment down below with any suggestions you've got on how to make your sessions more player-centered and what kind of encouragements you're giving to your players and coaches. If you've got any videos or photos of anything you've been doing in training, make sure you drop them over on social media via a DM or tag us in a post. And we look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you very much.